If you're hungry, I think you want to learn more about this restaurant.
Can the future truly replicate a genius of the past for only $280 for 3 people? Let's find out. Paul Bocuse wasn't just a chef. He was the father of modern French cuisine, the Pope of Gastronomy. This restaurant is his living monument, a temple of French technique. But here's the twist. It's not run by seasoned masters, but by student chefs, just weeks from graduation. I came to Hyde Park, New York, to see if they can honor a legend with perfection on a plate, or if his ghost is just a memory. My name is Noah, and I live for meals that tell a story. Tonight, that story is an epic. We're on the absolutely stunning campus of the Culinary Institute of America, about to have dinner at the Bocuse Restaurant, a place that carries the weight of a titan on its shoulders. Paul Bocuse wasn't just any chef. He was revolutionary. The CIA itself named him the Chef of the Century back in 2011. His restaurant in Lyon held 3 Michelin stars for a mind-boggling 55 years straight. He was one of the first chefs to step out of the kitchen and become a global brand. A true personality. He completely changed the game. So when the CIA decided to close its fabled Escoffier restaurant and build a new temple to French cuisine, they named it for him. It was a multi-million-dollar bet on reimagining classic French cuisines with ultra-modern techniques. But the crazy part, the people running this entire show, from the cooks in the gleaming kitchen to the servers on the floor, are all students in their final semester. This is their capstone, their final exam. It's a high-wire act. Can a rotating cast of students, no matter how talented, really deliver the kind of soul and precision that made Bocuse a legend? Or is this just a beautiful, hollow tribute? My wife, our son, and I are about to find out. We're not just here for dinner. We're here to see a legacy tested, one plate at a time. To understand this restaurant, you have to understand the man. Born into a long line of cooks, Paul Bocuse helped lead the Nouvelle Cuisine movement in the 1970s, a rebellion against heavy, old-school French food in favor of fresh ingredients and lighter sauces. He was a master promoter who created the Bocuse d'Or, the Olympics of cooking, and built a global empire, but he was also a pragmatist, believing that good food was ultimately about satisfaction. Naming a restaurant after that guy is a huge promise, a daunting standard of excellence for anyone, let alone students. What a place to learn. The Culinary Institute of America. The CIA is the Harvard of food. Founded in 1946 to give World War II veterans a career path, the school eventually moved to this gorgeous former Jesuit monastery in Hyde Park. Its alumni list is a staggering who's who of the food world, from Anthony Bourdain to Kat Cora. This institution literally trains the future of food, and the Bocuse Restaurant is the finishing school. It's a live-fire classroom where students are thrown into a real service with paying customers. This isn't a simulation, it's the real deal. Walking in feels like stepping between two worlds. The building's historic grandeur gives way to a sleek, modern space designed to feel like a contemporary Parisian brasserie. But the real showstopper is a massive glass wall framing the kitchen. It's pure theater. You see young chefs plating with intense focus while instructors hover and guide. There's a nervous energy here that's totally different from a normal high-end kitchen. Student servers out front are just as poised, polished, and professional, but you can feel their earnestness. This is their final exam, and we're the judges. The first test of any great restaurant is the bread. It's a small detail that says a lot. Our server presents the bread service, a classic crusty roll, and a slice of golden French bread. I break the roll open. A tiny wisp of steam escapes. The crust gives that perfect crackle, and the inside is soft, pillowy, and wonderfully yeasty. And the butter. Oh, the butter, it's homemade. Slightly sweet and unbelievably creamy. Slathered on the warm bread, it's a perfect, simple pleasure. This is the kind of bread and butter that makes you want to forget about the rest of the meal. It's a confident opening statement. We know what you're doing. You're in for a good night. To drink, we decided to try their non-alcoholic options. Irene ordered the Crimson Orange Spritz. It arrives looking like a jewel, a vibrant mix of blood orange and lemon with a whisper of basil. It's bright and a perfect way to wake up your palate. I went with a mango honey iced tea. It's a brilliant balancing act. Earthy, unsweetened tea provides the base for sweet mango and a sharp tang of lemon. It's incredibly refreshing. Even the mocktails have serious thought and technique behind them. This is a very, very good sign. The menu is a 3-course prefix. But Irene and I have a system. We order different things and swap halfway through. It's our own little 6-course tasting menu. My first plate is a work of art. The Torchon de Foie Gras is a perfect, pale cylinder of duck liver. It's served with a sweet strawberry jam, a tart rhubarb compote, and a slice of warm brioche, just begging to carry all that richness. But there's a twist I've never seen before. It's cured with matcha, giving it this subtle, earthy green tea note. I get a bite with everything. The silky liver, the sweet jam, the sharp rhubarb, all in that buttery toast. It's an absolute symphony of flavors. The richness of the liver is perfectly cut by the fruit's acidity. It's pure indulgence, but it's smart. Across the table, Irene has a cookie Saint-Jacques au cru, raw sea scallops, sliced paper thin, and then the swap. I handed over my decadent foie gras for her bright, zesty scallops. The oceanic sweetness is perfectly preserved, nestled in a creamy avocado puree with dots of citrus gel, a hint of chili oil, and glistening jewels of blood orange. The knife work is just immaculate. The flavors are clean, sharp, and layered. It's like moving from the deep strings of a cello to the bright notes of a flute. Fortunately, my son has a smaller appetite, so we got to enjoy another tasting with the tartare de boeuf. I built a bite by placing the hand-chopped truffled fillet on the Parmesan textures. As expected, the grated truffle on top provided that earthy flavor, and the beef was delectable and tender, which was perfect for the crispy cheese and rustic flatbread. These starters were solid, rivaling any award-winning restaurant. Someone from the back can be the next superstar chef. But let's see if the entrees maintain that high-level standard. The energy in the room definitely picks up as the main courses start flowing from the kitchen. I went for the Magret de Canard, the duck breast from the nearby Hudson Valley. That's worth a small upcharge. It's cooked to a perfect pink, with a beautifully rendered, crispy golden brown skin. The knife just glides through it. The duck sits on a creamy green onion sous vide, surrounded by crisp spring beans. A pop of a tangy pickled rhubarb, and a rich duck jus that just ties it all together. This is where you really see that nouvelle cuisine philosophy. The duck is the star. Its gamey flavor is complemented by the sweet onion, fresh beans, and the tart rhubarb. It's not heavy, it's vibrant. It tastes like the season. It's a masterful plate of food. Irene chose a salmon vichyssoise, a clever play on a classic cold soup. A perfectly cooked piece of salmon, its buttery flakes falling apart, is perched on a delicate fennel puree. There are tender baby leeks, sweet pops of spring peas, and the crunch of a paper-thin potato crisps, all brought together by a cool herbaceous emulsion. The layering of textures and temperatures is something a seasoned chef would be proud of. Seeing it come from a student kitchen is just deeply impressive. I'm tasting the future of French food, made by the hands that will shape it. And through the glass, I see the instructor give a subtle nod to a student. These aren't just dishes, they're assignments being graded right in front of us. Throughout the meal, the service was flawless. Water glasses were refilled without a sound. Our server checks in with a genuine smile. You can feel their pride and their youthfulness. And you notice the instructors never interfering, but always there. A silent support system, making sure every plate is perfect. For what you pay here, the value is just staggering. A meal of this quality in New York City would easily cost 3 times as much. Now, who's going to say no to dessert? There's always room for dessert, especially when it's coming from the CIA's legendary pastry program. And it's included. I ordered the Savarin, a classic yeast cake soaked in a warm, boozy Armagnac syrup and filled with luxurious, impossibly light vanilla cream. It's comforting, decadent, and perfectly executed. Irene chooses the tarte au citron, and it's a modernist masterpiece. The crisp orange cookie base holds a core of intensely sharp lemon curd, topped with a quenelle of grapefruit gin sorbet and a cloud of toasted meringue. A play of sweet, sour, bitter, and cold is just electric. But the real star of the show might be what our son ordered. He loves to experiment, and his eyes went wide for the poor Belle Helene, a whole pear poached in vanilla until it's silky and floral, served with a dense, fudgy chocolate cake, a scoop of vanilla gelato, and a crunchy almond streusel. On top of that was a webbing of a chocolate sheet that started to melt. Luckily, his stomach was on full tilt, and that is a benefit for me and Irene. Of course, Irene and I had to help him finish it. I'm fortunate to be able to pass plates that create great memories. The check arrives, and the total for our 3-person multi-course feast is an incredibly reasonable $280.26. The fact that this whole operation changes staff every few weeks is just mind-boggling. This is so much more than a restaurant. It's a living testament to the future of cooking. This experience at the Bocuse Restaurant was phenomenal. It was a journey through history, a taste of the future, and an incredible meal all rolled into one. If you're ever in the Hudson Valley, you owe it to yourself to come see these future stars in action. What's the most legendary restaurant you've ever eaten at? Let me know in the comments below. So I came here with a question. Can a group of students truly honor the ghost of Paul Bocuse? The answer is a resounding absolute yes. The ghost of Bocuse isn't just honored here. It's alive. It's evolving. It's being reinterpreted with youthful fire and modern skill. You see his philosophy in the reverence for ingredients and the technical precision on each plate, but you also see something new, a global perspective and fearless embrace of technology that I think Monsieur Paul, the great innovator, would have absolutely loved. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, continue watching by clicking on what's being recommended to you right now. Please hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures.